Here's a question. Are you feeling the new year energy yet? Has it grabbed you? Has it got you? A new year means a fresh start, and sometimes a fresh start is exactly what our soul needs. So we want to highlight those new beginnings with a week-long series and conversation as we celebrate the fresh start. We've invited some good friends to stop by and chat over this idea, starting with KSL anchor and reporter Shara Park. She's here to chat. It's so great to see you.
Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Isn't that fun to say?
I can't believe we're here.
Isn't that weird?
I know. We've been through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year, and now we're here.
And it's getting faster, isn't it? Time's getting faster.
It is.
So we're throwing you a very personal and vulnerable question. Yeah. When did a fresh start make a difference in your life? As we celebrate the fresh start, all that comes with this calendar page turn, did an experience or a life situation pop to mind or heart?
Yeah. So when you guys reached out about this subject, I had a hard time for a few days trying to pinpoint a fresh start, what I thought was a fresh start. But when I defined it as when did I create a fresh start for myself and my family, then I landed on something. Okay. And I decided that the fresh start that really has resonated with me in recent years is when we moved into what is my parents' house. So prior to that, some context, and I'm gonna have to ask for your forgiveness because I haven't really put this into words until now.
What are those personal
But it's
thoughts?
so personal, and the thoughts are so big, and so I'm gonna try to narrow them in. But prior to living at my parents' house, we actually just lived a street away, right? And we knew that wasn't going to be our forever home. So when my parents went on their LDS mission, we moved into their house to kind of house sit for a little bit. And they said, you guys should buy our house. You should buy our house. And we thought, no. We got to find our spot. We need to figure out where it is. And over time, we looked and looked, and we prayed and prayed and prayed about it. Where do we need to be? Where is that going to be for our family that we are going to put some real roots down? And one day, after months and months of searching and finding nothing, the light bulb hit us. We should live here. And of course, my mom and dad were like, duh.
We've been trying to
do that. But when we decided, when we made that decision and everything started to make sense, we decided to really commit to putting those deep roots down, right? Not just those surface level ones. So even with our faith, we were there, but were we really there? You know, were we going to the activities? Were we engaging our kids in their activities at church? Were we really trying to understand why we believed what we believed and make those friendships, those lasting friendships, that village right there in that home? And we decided to commit to that and make that our fresh start, that this was going to be our forever home. And we are going to commit to that mindset, and we're going to go deep. We're going to put those roots really far down deep, and we're going to do this.
I love that so much. You know why? Because you can live a really good, connective, fulfilling, value-based life and still skim the surface.
And that's what we were doing.
Like, I kind of know my neighbor, I kind of like him, but you're saying, like,
no, we're in.
We are going to love this community, and it's going to love us back.
And we are. And at the time, Brooke, I was struggling, and it's hard to admit this, but you know, I didn't have a lot of friends, right? And so I had surface level friends, but I didn't, because of my job, my schedule was all over the place. I couldn't commit to callings. I couldn't commit to going to certain activities with friends. And I decided from that moment on, I was going to say yes to friendship invites, to activity invites. I was going to say yes. And it was so funny. I got to tell you this. I got called into our Relief Society presidency, which is a shocker for me because I was like, no, that's not really me. And I ended up meeting 4 women who will make me cry. To this day, are my very best friends. Yes. They are the women that I call when I need something. They are the women who pick me up in their minivan at 10 o'clock at night to go get a swig drink, to sit in a parking lot and just chat with. They're the women who we're just always there for each other, right? Going to dinners, going on girls' trips. I'd never been on a girls' trip, and I wanted to go on a girls' trip so bad with a group of friends that I could have that moment with. And I found those women in that setting, and they are today my best friends. These are them right there.
I love you, and I love you for sharing, because so many women can relate at this point in life. It takes energy, it takes vulnerability, it takes everything you've described.
It takes
effort.
Yes.
But you did it, and it was worth it.
It was so worth it. And now, I mean, I told them, I said, are you guys okay if I show these pictures? And they're all like, we're gonna cry. You know, and I'm like, I am too, because I found that. And it was all based, when I figured it out, Brooke, on that one decision to commit and decide this was our fresh start. And this is where we're going to be, and we are going all in.
Oh my gosh, I've had the feel-good goosebumps since you started talking, and they're gonna linger long after you leave. That is such a powerful example and experience that I think so many women will find motivation and find the what?
It is vulnerable.
Heart energy to put it in, to sink those roots.
Say yes, I think a lot of us struggle with, trying to, hey, how do I find those lasting connections? It starts with saying yes.
I love this, Shara. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your heart and your fresh start with us. It's going to be a good conversation all week as we do celebrate those fresh starts and how they changed our life or the trajectory of our experience. So we've kicked off the conversation, and now we want to ask you, when did a fresh start make a difference in your life? Share your story with us at studio5.ksl.com. We'd love to receive it by January 9th. And in doing so, you'll get a chance to win a Serenoni blanket valued at $100. That's our little virtual hug through the screen. We have 5 of them to give away. Winners will be selected at random. So go to studio5.ksl.com and share your fresh start story.